Hi everyone, today's Saturday the 15th, day after Valentine's Day. Hope everybody had a good Valentine's. Thought I'd get another frame out, take a look at it. This frame is mostly field pickups I've picked up over the years. Kind of common points found here in Phelps County, Missouri. This first point had a broken stem on it. I believe it's related to the Etley people, just because of the sharp tip on it. They like to really sharpen those tips. I think they use these for skinning. Pretty Jeff City chert. I think the ears have been sharpened off from it. Here the Smith point's got a sharp tip too. I think they did the same here. They sharpened this side. And made a pointed little tip where they could use it for skinning, I think, also. Pretty Jeff City chert. This is a Dixon point. See some of that brown caramel colored Jeff City chert. This also used as a knife and sharpened down on this side. Here's another Dixon. Notice it's got a little rounder base, more straight sides. Found this in a shelter, dug it out of a shelter. I believe this is a Dixon point also, sharpened down to a drill perforator. I found this on the surface. I think it's made out of Burlington. Got a lot of wear on it. There's another point. I think this belonged to the Etley culture. I'm not sure. It could be a woodland point. I think they just sharpened it down and discarded them. They're so thick. Not real sharp or anything. There's another drill perforator. I believe this was a Etley, or could have been a Smith. Still sharpened down, it's hard to tell. Found this in the surface too. Here's another Smith Etley. Found this sticking in the bank and creek. I believe that's Jeff City. Here's a nice big Etley drill. It's found up in Miller County. That gray, they like to call it mozarkite, but I believe it's just Jeff City, a type of Jeff City. Have a lot of deposits on it. Those are manganese deposits. They get from plants percolating down through the soil. Here's another, I think it's a woodland point. Pretty high quality Jeff City chert. Here's the shaft scraper I found a couple years ago on the surface. Not sure if it was a Etley, could have been. Had a short base if it did. Could have been a woodland point. Sharpened in center for scraping. Here is a steel well point. I think it's the only one I have. Got manganese deposits on it. Found this in the county west of us here, Pulaski County. Pretty thick. Been sharpened down quite a bit. Probably discarded. Found at the edge of a Big Piney River. It's got a little bit of river stain on it. Another point could be Atlee or it could be Woodland. Got a burn break here, probably a flaw in the chert. I think it's a Woodland point myself. Pretty big though for a Woodland. There's another, I believe, Atlee. Found in a creek bank. Had a broken or truncated base. Could have been a larger point that they just had broken and they resharpened. You notice on this also has a sharp pointed tip. Here's a Woodland point. Not sure the type. I think it's made out of a tabular Jeff City chert. Tabular chert, just chert that's found. Let me get up here. Just found in flat seams in a limestone. You can see how flat that is. This is the cortex. It's got a little bit of oolitic chert on it, layer of it. Here's another point that I think has been broken and then resharpened so they could haft it. Probably was an Atlee. Just City chert again. Little point that's got a truncated, it's probably snapped base. Been heat treated. Found this up by St. Peter's, Missouri. I think it's a Karnak, broken Karnak point. Find a few up that way. Here's another one. I think it's a Karnak. Up in Franklin County. Point I picked up in a plowed field. Not sure the type. A little thick on the base. I don't know if they didn't want to notch it or they just used it. Looks like they could have hafted it like that. Used it as a knife maybe. Could have been a dart point. Pretty big one. There's a point I found in Pulaski County. I think it's made out of ruby dew chert. It's that dark gray color. It's not fire, been in fire or anything. Found along the Big Piney River. I think I showed this point the last film. It was a cut point dug in a cave. And I found this point right beside it, and I believe this is a cut point also. A little different style. Been used as a knife on this side. Also been heavily fired, probably through in a campfire. And that's about all the points. Got to some of these hafted scrapers. Heard a tiny one. High quality chert. Real good working bit on it. Looked to me that native took in Made a burn scar on both sides. Probably so they could fit into a small bone handle, some sort. Got a little pot mark. It's been in fire. It's been in fire, I believe, or fired at one time anyhow. Little side notch. Been resharpened, but I don't know if it was used that much. Found that on the surface. Another blunted point. I'm not sure of the type. Still sharpened down. Could be a Williams point. Here's a real nice Snyder point. Found in Pulaski County. That's creek staining that black. You got real clear water that sure will stain like that. From the minerals in it, I guess. There's another one. I think could be a Williams point. It's got a truncated base. See the cortex. Nicely flaked. Here's another one. Ears have been broken on it and the base is broken. It could be a Williams or Snyder point. I think this is, I'm not sure what, probably Jeff City Church. There's another point, same thing. There's another point, same. I'm not sure the church type on that. Creek cobble. Found it in creek. Another one, same. Pretty thick. I believe this is Snyder's. Been heat treated. Found that on the surface. I think it's been in fire. It's stained. Here's one that's Ulitic Jeff City Church. I believe it's made out of a small Italy or maybe a Smith point. Got a more of a square working end on it. Rest of these are almost all round. A couple of them weren't. And this last one could have been a Snyder's point. Sharpened real nice. I think that's Burlington Church. And that's about it for that frame. Make it short and sweet. Good luck to everybody out there, and hope you find some points. Supposed to get some real cold weather next week, down to 0 here in Missouri. Then a week after it'll warm up, we'll be back out. Catch y'all later.